week's episode of The Voice Party is brought to you by Big Boy Raps. Get your car wrapped by some of the most experienced and skilled in the Bay. Big Boy Raps, where the big boys play.
I thought it was working this whole time.
Way up.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Voice Party. We got JD, we got Joaquin, we got Natalie, we got Phil. My name is Marcos, and we got a very special guest today. Can you introduce yourself?
How y'all doing? This is Jose Cantreras.
Damn.
Very nice.
And that was smooth operation.
Yeah.
Do that again.
Jose Cantreras. You know what? I was listening to LL earlier, and them motherfuckers said, Paradise is very nice.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. How about yourselves?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, bro.
I appreciate y'all having this. Hey, this is a dope ass setup. This seems very, very, very professional. I like this.
That's props to you.
Oh,
bro.
you're welcome.
So no yelling now. There's no yelling now. Man, we've been planning this for a while, since I think last year.
For real?
We talked about
We
doing
did
this.
discuss.
But we've been busy.
Yeah.
We've been out there fucking doing Tommy T's and shit, and then all this other crazy stuff. You've been doing good, man.
I did a couple of your shows. Your shows too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn, that has been a while.
Good times, man.
You know what's crazy? I met you at that motorcycle club open mic thing
And Hayward.
in Hayward with Jimmy,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know. I have never even seen.
Oh, Viking.
Viking. Shout out to the
MC.
Vikings, man. Yeah.
I never even seen him perform, and I was like, fuck it. He's a Mexican dude named Jose. What could go wrong?
What can go wrong?
I was like, I need someone to headline my show.
Oh my God.
Last minute, I hit you up to headline.
Yeah.
He did it. I
Damn.
called it co-headline because I was gonna do it. Then I was like, fuck it. I like his energy. And,
Yeah.
And he came. He actually did 2 of my shows before this.
The last
recent.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that. You met him. We met him before at that Evans first show.
Oh yeah, the Rich City Talent Show. Mm-hmm.
You went up after. It was the day we introduced you to Dante Clark. The poet.
I think
We're too high right now.
no, it's not. No, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think back.
It was at a show where it was a lot of different things. It was a talent show, like all these different. It wasn't just comedy. You remember?
Damn, I don't recall that one. I don't. But sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens.
I could be wrong. Not fucking with you. I knew you were there. There's footage of you there.
Okay. So we did. Yeah, we did that one.
That was. But then I had you headline a lot.
That's the other one. I remember the one. Like I said, was in the all black room and whatnot. Yeah.
It was 2 times there, and then you just did my most recent, which I'm going back to monthly. And I know you got your shows now too. You're producing shows.
I'm just getting back into it. Got my first one back. Hey, y'all can have this shit. This is tough. It is tough trying to put together the show. And then, let alone, you got to, you know what I'm saying?
Tickets.
Selling tickets is the most worrisome part. The funny ain't that hard. But then you start to question, like, damn, these motherfuckers ain't buying no tickets yet. Is the funny, we need to work on the funny a little more, I guess, huh? But how do we work on them both simultaneously? The shit is stressful. And you do a great job every time you do a show. It's always packed. So good shit.
These motherfuckers just look at me.
Good shit. Good shit. Real talk. Every time.
Hey.
Honestly, I don't even know. I'm every time before the show starts, I'm like thinking no one's gonna come.
someone gonna come?
No
Man,
one's gonna come.
yeah.
Like, and then people show up. Like I hit up certain people, like and they don't show up, but like all these strangers do is like fuck it.
Yeah.
That works. Hey, fresh eyes. It was what's his name? Chris Riggins. Not Chris Riggins. CB said it's right now it's a battle for eyeballs.
Yep. Yeah.
Fresh eyeballs.
Yep.
Fresh eyeballs.
Pretty
to
much.
the
Well,
shows.
because that's what everyone wants.
Exactly.
Right now, coming out of the pandemic,
Yes.
everyone wants all those new eyes that they didn't have before.
Hell yeah.
know what I mean?
And for the most part, it was kind of getting easier to get them, but now
Right.
mixed messages, you don't know what the hell's going on. I
Right.
think it's
You can't be
it's
making out with
affecting ticket
strangers.
sales and whatnot.
Well,
people have been doing that. They never
people
stopped
are also
that.
kind of scared to go, kind of not, depending if you're new at trying to sell tickets.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
For those bigger promoters who already know.
When they don't know you, they don't care about you. That's one factor. And then also with the news of the Delta variant and whatnot, and mask mandates becoming more enforced.
Yeah.
Speaking of Delta variant, you want some wipies?
Oh, no, I'm cool right now. Fuck it. after so, yeah, sure. But yeah, I think and then back to school. Money is tight and whatnot. So, and for some people, back to school looks different. For some, it's still stay at home. For
Right.
others, it's go into school. So they got to go into stores and buy shit.
Right.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your show taking place?
Tommy T's in Pleasanton.
Okay.
August
nice.
25th.
Shoot a little commercial right now. Where's your show? Give us some
Action.
details.
What's up, Bay Area? This is Jose Cantreras, and I'm here to let you know that August 25th at Tommy T's in Pleasanton, the Jose Cantreras and Friends show will be taking place. 8 o'clock p.m., doors open at 7. Headlining Mike E. Winfield, as seen on NBC's The Office, Netflix's Cooked with Cannabis, as well as his own Amazon Prime special, Stepman, featuring Arturo Raygoza Jr., as seen all over the Bay Area and in LA.
Tight.
And then Jose Contreras hosts.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Hey, you know,
Perfect, bro.
smooth.
You work. He was smoothest motherfucker.
I gotta breathe a lot right now. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't even do
That's a
that.
singer's breath right there.
Man, right? I felt like Jadakiss just a little bit.
I can't even do that, man. That's why I got all these co-hosts. So when I run out of breath, I'm like, tap in, bro, tap in.
We're tag team.
How is it
tag team
being a
partners.
team this? I mean, for some this is big, for others this isn't big. How is it with this many people on the team? Is it hard to coordinate, or is everybody on the same page all the time?
I think we've made it to where we don't talk over each other. That's why I noticed with podcasts with hella people, it's hella talking over each other, and it was like
I'm talking about even the scheduling just to get here to make
That's
sure
chaos.
everybody is that
Chaos.
still chaos,
Our-
still tough.
The Facebook group chats are.
chaos,
When I wake up, there's a million things. I'm like, oh crap.
hella memes.
I gotta call JD and be like, what did you guys say? I have no idea. I'm not reading
we
700
have a set
messages
schedule.
right now.
We
Yeah.
record a certain Sunday of the month.
No matter
No
what.
matter what,
Yeah.
even if it's just me and the guest, which had happened the other day.
Yeah.
But you know, and like whoever can make it, let's do it. But like, yeah, we have a set day of the month that we just record.
Got to stick to. I like that. I
Stick
like
to that one day, and if it doesn't happen for whatever reason, we'll only. Damn, it's been this is 100. Was it 107, 108?
I think we're at 108,
108. This is you're 108.
something like that.
Hey,
108. Which is how many tickets you're gonna sell. I know it.
I
know
need
it.
more. But yes.
I think we only canceled one session in those 108.
That's impressive right there.
Yeah.
Congrats to y'all.
Yeah,
for
that's the
real.
most consistent thing I've ever done.
Yeah, and I think that was like due to the quarantine. Is
no, that
why
was
we
due
can't-
to a fucking death
Oh,
for me. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's
Condolences.
it's all right. I've moved on already. I'm just kidding.
Oh damn.
Well, see, that's the beauty of us doing it like this, where we're a month ahead, is if we got to bump the taping by a week or two,
Yep.
ain't nobody gonna know. We still got a month of episodes.
We still
to
got a
come
month
out.
Right.
Man.
covered.
Y'all doing y'all thing. That's what's up.
Just getting.
I'm
Take
soaking
note.
up all the
Take
game,
note.
soaking it up for real.
Yeah. And that's why it's cool to have different people that do different things. Like, you know, it's all. We started this from day one.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, we've changed the lineup a lot. It's like
Y'all are like your own Suicide Squad.
not
We're like
cutting wood.
Slipknot.
Cutting wood. Exactly. Yeah.
Slipknot.
Thankfully, none of us have died yet.
Jesus Christ, man.
Is this
No
wood or is this
fucking-
plastic?
It's wood. It's
wood.
wood. It's
Yeah.
wood. Yeah. You got a podcast too?
Yes, the 1124 show.
I saw
man.
that. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's
I've
on.
seen it,
It's
yeah.
on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple.
You do video.
We were doing video initially. We're just getting back into it.
Okay.
Other than that, we have been doing audio, and we were like on episode early 60s, I think.
Okay.
Early 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. We still figuring out how to get ourselves out there.
Is it all comics?
No,
Oh.
I'm a comic. I got another friend who raps as well as a delivery man, and then I got another friend who was also a delivery man who also is into photography. Both of them
cool.
named Chris.
Chris.
Nice.
So the Jose
It's too many.
Chris.
It's too many. I hate the name Chris. I fuck with them, but the name Chris is just it's way too many of these
Honda
motherfuckers.
Civic of names.
Bro. Yes. Hey, Chris is the Honda Civic of names.
Yeah, man.
Exactly, bro.
It's easy to steal. No.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah.
easy. And it's never like, is it Christopher? Is it Christian? What the fuck? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Is Christoph? Get the fuck out of here.
Right?
Hey, yeah, Christoph, I can't respect it.
I
No,
can't
you-
respect.
Hey, you're Christoph, bro.
Your name says off. Like, I can't trust you.
For real, you don't start talking about the fatherland. Speaking the Deutsch.
Nothing against those. We got listeners overseas.
Speaking of the Dutch, I just heard. I just read something. I didn't look at the legitimacy of it. This was Twitter, and it was an article. You know how that goes. But it was saying something like in the Netherlands that they're going to allow disabled, like older people, afford them money to have prostitutions 12 times a year if they choose to. Not sure of the legitimacy of that.
Keep it motherfucking sane.
That's a crazy concept if you think about it. Because the premise was that they viewed sex as a
essential,
like an essential thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I wouldn't. I mean, you can't put it past any.
I mean, in like mental health and all that kind of stuff, maybe companionship on that level.
In the U.S., we should start doing that. Use the prostitutes to be therapists.
In Nevada, you can already go to legal prostitution.
We might need to lower the price a little bit though. The bar and them was paying a grip.
The bar
at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch.
The bar at the Bunny
we
Ranch.
went to the Bunny Ranch with our buddy
Air Force Amy and them. They tripping.
Well, the thing that
bro, she was on all the cards at every house.
The thing about this country is we have a section of it called the Bible Belt, literally called the Bible Belt.
Pussy be popping out there. Hey, I would think there'd be a good market out there for some sex.
There is.
I'm taking my bitch to the Bible Belt. Let's go.
The political movement coming out there is not going to let that happen. But
that's not the South.
But
South, yeah.
The Bible Belt is
South
where the nastiest stuff goes down.
That's
though.
true.
I'm sure.
They don't have sex
all that
education.
repression.
Weird stuff be going on and shit. Yeah.
That's what happens with no sex education.
Yeah, bestiality and shit.
All that shit. What was it? Some comic said? It's like they're homophobic, so they don't do bestiality with male animals.
Oh man,
that's funny. That's funny.
How long you been doing comedy, bro?
I just came up on my 8-year anniversary.
Nice.
Anniversary, excuse me.
What was that? 2013.
August 6th, I think it was.
Dang.
Yeah, August 6th, I believe.
You were always a funny kid?
I was always a funny kid, but believe it or not, I wanted to be in the NFL. And so I was focused on that. And I was a class clown, but class clown usually has a negative connotation as disruptive.
A heckler.
I knew how to read my audience to the point where the teachers was laughing. And that's why it always felt good getting a laugh out of the class. Right. But when I got the teacher to laugh, you couldn't tell me shit. And
you know what I
knew how to pick and choose.
You're the strategic funny guy.
Yeah. I was always that, but I like to push boundaries too.
For sure.
But always strategic with it, to the point where that's why I love when I do my roasting, it's out of love. Like, it's hard to just roast a stranger because I don't know you. Yeah. But like, if we got rapport and whatnot, I could say some shit to push the boundaries.
Yeah.
About how you used to cry over your ex who cheated on you or some shit like that. Like, I could push those boundaries if we have rapport, but if it's a stranger,
it's wholesome.
It's a negative energy, and it's kind of like I'll be afraid of it. I don't want to invite that into myself. What do I need that for? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What was your first comedy open mic?
The Tommy T's open mic competition. That was my first day, August 6th.
Oh, the picture you posted?
And I ended up winning the competition. It was a $25 prize.
That was your first mic ever?
That was my first mic ever.
Shoot.
Yeah. I felt like the golden child. You couldn't. And then the next show bombed. But it was.
Just talk about that too.
I want to hear about that one.
Yeah. I want to hear about that one. The next show, I got booked by a comic who was throwing shows at Tommy T's, another local dude. And then he told me it was an SF. If I bring people X amount, and I get paid off of the ticket price. Ticket's like $20. We end up getting an audience of like 7 to 10, or maybe it was like 10 and 7 were my people coming from the East Bay and further and shit. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, we didn't make enough money for nobody to get paid." So that was already, long story short, had me fucked up.
Yeah.
But during the show, I was just a little cocky and not really knowing what I was talking about necessarily. Kind of more performing than just kind of speaking, being myself a little bit.
I see.
More performative than talking about what I know.
Okay.
Which
taking a big risk
makes comedy. For me, that's how it works more. Is you talk about what you know. Don't like people get up there and try to talk about a concept that everybody else is talking about.
Yeah.
But they really don't feel strongly enough about it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Usually, it feels like it comes out looking weak when you do that. Versus when you talk about what you know and offer your perspective on something that you actually know about and think about, it'll come off way better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stick to what you know. Like that's
best comedy advice I ever got from somebody who wasn't a comedian. He said, "Boy, talk about what you know." That's it.
Yeah.
Who wasn't a comedian?
Wasn't a comedian.
Wow.
That's what I read in. I don't know if you know Bill Hicks. You ever heard of Bill Hicks?
I've heard of him. Not the most familiar with his jokes, but I heard of him. Yes.
He wrote like the 12 essentials. I think I've talked about this before. The 12 essentials of stand-up comedy, and one of them is talk about what's interesting to you. Because if you cater to what you think they want to they might like,
you're dancing.
You're dancing.
Yeah.
And it is something that I did the same thing too. Like I fucked up in hella different ways when I started, and it's just like I was like, maybe this isn't like I was always saying funny shit growing up, but once I started doing stand up, like maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah.
And I hit like a lot of shows where I was just like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like to this day.
A wise man always does feel that way.
But there is something to be said about knowing your audience, right? Like going, this joke will work with this crowd, this joke won't work with this crowd, right?
But I think
you got to take the risks too. That's the scary part. Is you can play it safe and be like, this crowd won't fuck with this, but if you can get it into a way where the crowd that you think won't fuck with that joke ends up fucking with that joke, then you've kind of reached another level of mastering it. But it's scary because you do got to take the risk, and not be afraid of if it fails,
right?
And be able to adjust from the failure.
Right.
Have you ever had this where like you were like, I'm gonna take a risk and do this joke, but I don't think it's gonna hit, but it hit, and then you go to another venue with that confidence, and then flat tires.
I've had different variations of it where it wasn't necessarily flat, but it didn't hit like it did the first time, or it just didn't work at all, or where like this is notorious. Going to an open mic, it's all comics. Your ego gets in the way. I'm about to, man, fuck you. I'm the best one here. Watch this. I'm going to do my set. You do your set. Your set don't work. Yeah. The shit that is working all over the Bay or all over wherever the fuck you are, that's working. People, ha, 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 ha. Yeah. Do it in front of a room full of comics and they don't give a fuck. It does not work. Shit like that, it happens, man.
The first day I met you, you said there's nothing like performing in a room full of depressed comedians.
Yeah. And I think I was a depressed comedian at that time. So, you know how this shit goes.
That's why I'm jealous of musicians, because you guys kind of like.
There's a difference. We support each other a little more sometimes.
No, I'm saying like with the crowd though. Like they're gonna love, even if it's the same song you've heard 20, 30 times. Like, they're gonna love you regardless.
Yeah, they're coming to see.
They're coming and they're gonna clap from the fucking minute. Like it's all.
Yeah,
love.
It's different because people they come to like hear you play a specific song that you put out 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. Versus, if I see Kevin Hart's new special, I don't want to see what he did.
Boo.
Yeah, no, I'm not booing.
No, I'm saying even if it's Kevin Hart, if he does like
right,
yeah.
Like he could probably redo a whole
For
special
sure.
and name it something else, and
I get it though.
He'll probably still make a shit ton of money.
Well, most specials are jokes that a motherfucker's been doing
for a while,
since for 20 years. It's just a lot of us. A lot of us use the same jokes because it's like, although the pride is like, no, I don't want to keep saying the same shit. It's like, bro, these motherfuckers here haven't heard that
yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and even once they hear it, it's not on TV. It's not national. It's not viral or anything like that. So motherfuckers ain't heard it yet.
Yeah. Right.
Put that shit out there.
Yeah.
But
people.
And then when it goes viral, they want to hear it. I mean, it's the same thing with Bert Kreischer. What's it called? The Mafia story?
Oh, the
machine story?
Yeah.
People go there and they want
to hear it again.
They want to hear it. They'll scream out the machine. He's like, all right, I got to say this story again.
Yeah.
Like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you guys have heard this a million times.
The
cool.
ice cream joke, Eddie Murphy, to that one.
Yeah. You have, I asked Corday this earlier. The first set you ever had, do you remember some of those jokes?
Yes.
You still do some of them?
Yes, I was about to actually post it on the anniversary. I just got fucking busy. I don't. I was talking to somebody about it literally like yesterday. Why you don't use that one? I was like, I don't know. I guess I outgrew it. I just stopped doing it. But I might bring some of them back. But like I got off. I won. I did a callback my first time. Like unbeknownst to me, kind of. And then I talked about midgets, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? And that's an easy, midgets and weenie dogs, man. They brighten your day no matter what, I guarantee you.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? So
definitely see that.
Definitely got quite a few chuckles on it. And this was at a time where, people won't necessarily cancel you for saying the word.
For sure.
But now it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You might lose some followers for this. My fault. My bad.
Yeah. I did recently, actually, the day you came to do our show recently.
Yeah.
I redid that joke, the one I have about the satanic birria. shit. You know, the going to satanic ritual.
Yeah.
Because back then, those new tacos are popular right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna start doing this shit again because that's the food is popular now. People know what birria is. They didn't know back then in 2012.
They didn't really know.
What is birria? I know they dip it, but what?
It's a stew, like it's typically done like the traditional way is made with goat, and they use like these like 3 different peppers. And it's like this stew. It's cooked in the stew form, and they serve it with rice. But they make it like it's a shredded meat. They make it in tacos now, and then they dip it into the broth like with cheese. I don't really like it with the cheese. And
It's a broth. I thought it was salsa they was dipping it into.
No,
That's a broth.
Yeah, it's kind of like French dip. You know,
like
the
French
sandwich
dip.
where you dip the
like au jus.
Yeah. Now, like and the restaurants they don't use goat, right? It's mostly beef.
Beef, yeah.
You know, I like the
Goat's a little
cheese
gnarly.
personally
Yeah.
because I'm a 13-year-old inside.
Have you had them? Have you had them?
I have not, man. They've looked good, but now I don't know. I thought it was salsa, so now that I know it's a broth.
He's like, I don't even know if I've seen it.
You know,
I don't know if I want to do it now.
You should try it. Like you should.
Is
try
it hella good?
It's good.
It's good.
It's amazing.
Is goat meat good? Like
Goat is-
protein?
Goat is good.
Bro, it's leaner than beef.
Yeah. Lamb is
It's-
hella good.
Especially if you go to a satanic ritual, you get it for
I was
free.
gonna.
No,
You know
because
what?
they slaughter the goat and
Hold
then
on.
they don't do anything with it.
Is there like the reason I did that joke was because these dudes that I used to know back in Richmond, you were into weird shit, and they were like, yo man, these motherfuckers slaughtered a fucking like an animal the other day, some weird satanic ritual shit. And I was like, word? It's like, yeah. They're trying to invite me, like, nah, man, like, nah. But that's what like that joke came from. I was like some motherfuckers that were doing some weird shit at Alvarado Park.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is why, as a race of people, the human race
Yeah.
will never be like on the same. We'll never be right because this motherfuckers out here
Shit like
who are
that.
trying to worship the devil and shit like
Yeah.
and bring them about. Like, how am I supposed to fight? We ain't on the same team. Fuck y'all. Like, there's some weird shit out here.
Damn
man.
psychopaths.
It's some weird shit, bro.
We will raise the dog
Hey,
one up.
hey,
and
I'm
what?
just trying to lower the rent prices, you feel me, and make life cool. And you over here trying to
Slaughter goats.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Let me tell you this. One time, we used to go to Alvarado Park, and me and my cousins, and we would like go, you know, to like the tunnels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'd go hike down there.
Yeah.
And we had saw 3 girls from our high school, like walking down the parking lot, but they just came out randomly from the bushes, and that's like if you walk up there, you get to the street. And we called their name. We're like, hey, what's up? And they just like ran faster, and we're like, what the fuck? So we didn't think anything of it. We're walking down, and we see a live chicken wrapped up, and there's no chickens in that area really at all.
Yeah.
Wrapped up in like a white cloth, and it's stuck in between 2 rocks in the river, and it's freezing. And so we pick it up, like we're like, what the hell is this? Like,
Some
we think
Santeria
they
shit,
did
bro.
that, dude, because we were like, they were like, it was already kind of weird the
There's
way
a
they
lot
were
of shit
running.
that goes on at that park
yeah,
at night,
dude,
bro.
So we were like, fuck this shit. So we actually took the chicken, we took it to the vet, and we
Yeah.
were like, dude, we got to put it down. It's like hypothermia. There was like cuts all over the chest
Yeah,
and
they
stuff
do a
like
lot of
that.
weird shit there.
And I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell? We were like, dude, those are the girls that we went to high school with. And like, we're like dead ass. We think it's them, dude.
In 1311, those young ladies would have been hung for witchcraft. But it's 2021. Everything's fine. I
You
guess.
know what? It's probably
but it's like-
Cosmo's fault though, because they're like, if you sacrifice a chicken, like you'll be the hottest girl in school, and they're like, fuck yeah.
Is that a real thing?
I don't know.
But hey, no.
You just made that up?
yeah.
It was an article titled "The Devil, Hotties, and You."
Yeah.
That shit feels like okay, you ever watch a zombie movie, right? Mm-hmm. And I love zombie movies.
I mean, I don't
And
really watch them, but
You've seen
seen-
before, right?
I've seen Zombieland.
And then, exactly.
Ooh,
Have
that's a
you
good
seen
one.
Train to Busan?
No. Oh, is that the Japanese one?
Korean, I think.
Okay, my bad.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I've heard it was good though.
It's good. It's good stuff. Highly recommend.
I do want to check it out. But whatchamacallit, I hate when you watch a zombie movie or whatever, right? Motherfuckers don't know, yo, this is a zombie, shoot it in the head. As if the people in the zombie movie have never seen a fucking zombie movie. So the same with the sacrifice, people who sacrifice shit for the devil, it's like, okay, every story that you've heard about this,
Right.
he tricks you. You're not gonna get what you think. You think you're different though. You think that you're the chosen one that's gonna be able to get a fair deal out of this.
The arrogance, man.
What the fuck
And
is wrong with
It's
you?
crazy because like we've had
mean,
we've had someone from the Church of Satan here to talk about. You know,
Bro, why you didn't tell me? I'm out of here, bro.
They sat in that chair
Did they
too.
really?
But
No,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
spray this
But
shit
it's
down.
they're not
it was
actually.
more like it's. I guess it depends because there's hella weird religions where they do different sacrifices.
Yeah.
And like for him, they're basically just atheists.
Yeah.
And they kind of like. That's the way it was.
They don't worship the devil. They don't even believe he
it's-
exists.
it's-
Why is it the Church of Satan then?
It's a weird thing.
It's a weird thing.
There's
That's
a
like
hella different ones.
My coworker was that he was like a Catholic who like worshipped.
who had a bad experience with the church or something. Yeah.
See, and that's the problem
they
with religion,
worship the
though.
devil.
The religion, it's all weird
Catholics
religions.
is turning people out to the devil by turning them out other ways. It's out of pocket, man, for real.
And then the whole thing, like you used to always see. I heard about this from a lot of people at Alvarado Park, where like my friend was walking his dog, and there was like a pentagram, and there was a fresh goat head in the middle.
Yeah.
And like when I used to go there at night a lot with my boys. That was our spot.
Yeah,
we used to do
us too.
We used to
Like
go in the
hiking and
tunnels,
stuff.
smoke some weed, drink, and
Yeah.
like. We see all kinds of weird people doing some weird shit there. Like,
Dude.
Oh, man.
don't bother us. We're not gonna bother you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I mean, it's weird.
It's
shit,
some
though.
weird
And
shit,
they would
man.
bring some like animals that are not like natural to the area. Like that's what I mean. Like there was no random chickens there. There was no random goats. Maybe a deer or two, but like never like a random. You wouldn't find a
Yeah,
goat.
I don't
You
think
wouldn't
there's
find
anything in like
chickens.
Santeria or Luciferianism that require deer.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It can't just be any old animal.
But it's true because like to some people the way you say this, like, man, like how can you do this when like all the shit that you see, but to some people it's like what they believe is like everything you believe is evil because like Christianity has caused more death in the world than anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like who knows what the fuck.
But
Some
see-
people are just fucking batshit crazy regardless of what
True.
People, and that's why I hate. Sometimes I
just hate people in general.
Exactly. Some people try to get too natural. I want to be like my ancestors. And if you're like Latino and your ancestors are Maya and Aztec and shit, these motherfuckers were sacrificing kids because rain hadn't come in a few in a few months. What the fuck do I look like partaking in some shit like that?
Right.
No,
Right.
I'll take a more colonized version if it means I ain't got to do shit like this. Just a little bit, just a tad.
Wearing Jordans, motherfucker.
You know about the history of pozole, right?
No, I don't eat it that much though. Good. So what is it?
Okay, so apparently our friends the Catholics when they encountered the Aztecs,
How am I not knowing this shit?
Yeah, I'm like,
I just ate
oh.
pozole last night. Sorry.
like
Sorry.
the Aztecs had the soup first, but the ingredient was human flesh. And so the Catholics were all like, when they're doing their conversion thing, they're like, check this out. This soup is fine. We just need to maybe find a substitute for human flesh. So after doing some trial and error, they discovered that pork tasted the closest to human flesh. So pozzole's been made with pork ever since.
I will say this. I heard a lot from people who have smelled burning bodies
That they say it smells
that
like
it smells
pozole.
like pork.
Ew.
So that's the closest smell to human burning, like human flesh burning, is
Yeah.
pork.
See, and I like, Halloween is coming up, and this is the vibe right here. It's my favorite time of year.
This is the residual feeling from that satanic guest.
Hey,
You're
bring
sitting
me,
on the
bring me
throne.
back for a Halloween episode too. Let's
Yeah,
talk
we
about
should
it.
release this
Hey,
in
if you want,
October, though. Real
should.
talk.
Everyone's in costumes.
We actually have booked. We're gonna book them soon as paranormal investigators for our Halloween episode.
Oh, don't invite me for that one. Man. Y'all finna play with a Ouija board and shit?
No.
Shit.
You know what's an interesting little thing though? You like the paranormal stuff and shit?
I do, but it scares the shit out of me
Okay.
because I believe it's real.
You know,
Same.
well, okay. I don't know if you guys know, but I work doing home alarms and installing security cameras and shit. That's my 9 to 5.
I didn't know that. No.
And I've gone to a couple of houses where, like one in particular in Antioch, this lady, she's like, I keep getting these false alarms on the doorbell. Like someone presses the doorbell and like we look at the doorbell, it shows you all the recordings. Nothing, nobody there. It just, all right, whatever. And then we were sitting in the living room talking, and we hear someone upstairs walking, and then a door slammed, and then she looked up. And I was like, "Is something going on?" She said, "No one's here." And then I was like, "I'll go up there." We went upstairs. She looked scared.
Yeah.
And she's like, "This has been happening a lot. We just moved in. I don't know what the fuck's going on."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right."
That's-
And then I was like, we went upstairs. No one's up there. No windows are open. We came back downstairs, and another door slammed upstairs. Like, all right, I'm like, obviously there's something else going on here. I think the system's good. Have a good day. Like, and then and there's another one where this old man in Pittsburgh, he kept getting a lot of recordings. Like the cameras are triggered by motion. So like, and we looked at every clip. It was like around in the middle of the day. It was like a shadow walking in front of the camera, like a shadow. Like it would come in from the wall and then on the floor.
Is it like an older house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
can you ask before you buy the house if it's haunted?
Bro,
they're not gonna tell you though.
They're supposed to tell you if there's been a death.
Is it real, or is it like if I ask if you're a cop, you're supposed to tell me right now?
No, but you can ask if there's been like reports, because people will say like they'll move out because they'll be like, oh, this place is haunted, and realtors know that.
Yeah.
So if you ask them, you could be like, hey, honestly, like, is this place haunted? Because I'm getting vibes. Because they want to sell the house too. Some people are like, "Oh heck yeah, I want it now," and some people are like, "No."
Especially if they have a lot of reports, they'll sell.
They'll sell because of that.
Because
people will buy a haunted house because it's haunted.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
People like that.
Living on the edge, man. These are the same people that go skydiving.
Especially in the day of like YouTube, where you just like people want to see that. It's like, oh, content. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not even
exactly.
that, just some people are like really into that.
Have you heard of the Amityville Horror?
I be talking so much trash.
Again?
It sold again.
That shit is always selling.
Yeah.
Well, because they can't handle it.
No, it's I don't know what it is, but like the people, the prices keep going up because of all the history of this shit.
So people are like they're.
I don't know if they're living.
It.
I think I think
that's probably what it is.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's probably going to be like some museum eventually.
It's like an experience house.
It's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
you live
Winchester.
there for 1 or 2 years.
Like Winchester.
Yeah.
Except it has a fucking bloody ass. But that's the thing I don't know. I mean, I seen some shit, especially with the job that I've heard some shit and but it's like if the world is as old as it is, everybody's died everywhere, all over the world at this point. So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think it has to be special circumstances in order for there to be
native
haunted.
burial ground or something. I'm asking if it's built on that for sure. if you built this on a former cemetery or something.
But isn't everything at this point, since they fucking slaughtered a lot of them here?
It's like a landfill.
It's like a landfill of bodies, like of some sort.
So
that's why I get
stepping
weird.
on bodies.
Well, I
right
mean,
now.
some
probably in theory, yeah.
I would say it depends on which Native American tribe's burial, because you don't know what kind of prayers or curses they laid on there.
How come we don't see dinosaur ghosts?
Right.
Damn.
I mean, we don't ever see
blown.
We don't ever see ghosts of animals.
What the fuck are we talking about?
This is like the pre-Halloween.
So you believe in
show.
ghosts though?
Right
I
here.
definitely believe in ghosts in the sense that if you go searching for them, you're going to find them. And then even one of my boys, he goes to New Orleans a lot with his company around December-ish. And talking about on Bourbon Street, just about every fucking property is haunted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why the fuck would I stay? I don't want. He's like, no, you just kind of just learn to ignore it. No, the fuck I won't.
You heard about it?
You can ask them to like not hurt you and stuff like that. Do you ever do that?
No.
I would have to. I told bro, if I go, we're sleeping in the same room, bro. Not to be weird.
You know what?
I can't fuck that.
I mean,
no, you can actually ask them. You can be like, hey, like spirit.
Well, I mean,
you could try.
I'm not really afraid of ghosts. I mean, they're corporeal. You can put your hand through them. The fuck?
But they can do shit to you.
They can do stuff
if
to
they
you.
I go to a
exist.
fucking haunted house in my Ghostbuster costume, like don't start no shit.
Yeah, we did.
No shit.
We did that. That's, like, here's the thing, like, well, this was like with this job, I see a lot of shit, and I've gone to houses where like there's murders and like crime scene houses at this point, and the shit that like one of my trainers, because he was like, I didn't believe in any of this shit. But when you go to a lot of houses, there's a vibe,
energy
that you
100%.
feel, and there are some that is heavier than others. You know, one of the stories that I always remember when I was getting trained, this dude told me he went to this house in Yuba City, and while he was working, the family was still moving in. He had like all his tools and all his stuff in one part of the house. There was no furniture, so it was just like in the corner. He was getting everything set up. Went to the truck to get some more shit. When he came back, all his shit was scattered all over the living room. And he was like, did you guys need something? Because I see you. Like, no, we haven't even been inside the house. We're in the garage. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So anyways, he was working, and he said like when he was putting up the cameras would pick up hella like clips of random shit, and he would just look like little shadow things, just like I saw in that one dude's house. Then he said when he installed, like, we have these flood sensors, and they go like in the basement of the lowest part of the house. He went to the basement. And he said when he was in the basement, he had like an anxiety attack.
Oh my God.
He felt weird down there. He said, I had to get out of there. I just like, he left. So then in another week, he went back to Yuba City to a different house. and he went to this dude's house to install alarm. It was a paranormal investigator, and he was like, so what do you do with your job? And dude was like, oh man, we go to these houses, we research what happened in the house, and then we do all this investigating and cameras. And he was like, I had a weird feeling once at this house. He was like, oh yeah, what happened? He told him, once I get to the basement, I felt weird. And he's like, that's interesting. He was like, do you remember what house it was? And the paranormal investigator asked my trainer. He's like, yeah, it was this house on, I forgot whatever street. And he's like, I actually just work with the people who sold the house. It's like, what? I was like, what happened? It's like they were getting a lot of like sleep paralysis shit happening then, doors opening and closing, windows, pictures falling off the wall. Yeah. And when they did like a thorough investigation of the past, it turns out like whoever lived there back in the days, like they did a lot of shit to kids in the basement.
Oh no!
Damn.
So it's like
that's scary.
That's what he felt. It was like that's what I felt in the basement.
Oh.
I haven't experienced a lot of stuff like that, mostly because I feel like I'm too afraid for anything to really happen to me or whatever. I don't know. It's just something I feel. But one time, oh my god, I'm like, oh.
This is gonna really.
The best time to do it because it's daytime still.
This is all your fault.
Hey, that August 25th show, you can just forget about it now.
I'll save my story for next time.
No, tell your story, please.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, it only happened to me once.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
It'll be quick. I went up the street to a party, like a family friend's house, and I was taking pictures with my DS, and there was a woman in one of the pictures, and I'm like, I didn't see this woman there at the party, and like I show them, and they're like, "Oh, that's fine? They're like, that's my great grandma," and I'm like, "Oh." I was like, "Okay, delete."
Oh, you shouldn't have deleted those things. Are crazy.
Yeah.
You can capture.
So the show.
Why?
So back to comedy.
Wait. Let me ask you this though.
No, we can stay here.
The great grandmother, did she look young?
No.
Oh, okay. She looked really okay.
She was like
scary looking or no?
Her eyes were glowing, and
you deleted this picture?
you could she had like big boobs.
Oh wow!
And she was kind of just like looking, in the corner of my face.
Me too.
You should have kept that.
Just for the big boobs.
I might still have it. I don't know, but I remember being like, I don't know if I should have this or not. But yeah. Anyway, it's making me sweat so much talking about it right now.
Oh my god! Yeah, we can change. Something.
You know that?
All right, what's
you know that scary story where like the dude sees this girl at the bar and he talks to her, hangs out with her, and then he takes her home, and then like he drops her off at this house, and he tries to come back and look for her, and then it's like an urban story. And then
the hitchhiker thing?
No, he knocks on the.
I remember the
He knocks on the door, and like the lady's like, "Who you talking about? This lady?" And there's a picture like she died 10 years ago. You heard
she died in the 1950s.
Some shit like that.
Yeah. She's been trying to go to prom ever since.
That would be the best like story to like if you went on a date and it was bad, and like just tell this motherfucker I died. Just tell him I died. Fuck it. I don't like
she died 40 years ago.
Came in 3 pumps. Tell him I died.
Yeah, that was on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Actually,
it was.
It's classic.
Yeah.
Disney had a movie based on that called Susie Q.
Oh, Susie Q was my. That's what that's based on.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite Disney movies. Real shit. Susie Q was a great movie for real.
What is it? I never even know what that was.
Susie Q was a girl who died on her way to prom.
Played by the Pink Power Ranger.
Oh my god! Correctly. When she was on a run. What's her name again?
Her I know what you're talking about.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo Johnson was
I've been calling her Kimberly for years.
90s. For real. Yep. Wasn't she in was she in My Date with the President's Daughter? Was that her too or no?
No. That's the dude from Boy Meets World.
No, the girl. I'm saying, no. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, he's the brother.
He's a brother. No,
that was a good movie too.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was weed. So.
What was that? We were talking about all this shit. What was that one movie? It was a scary movie on Disney Channel.
There was the.
Don't be afraid of
scary movie on Disney Channel.
The movie theater one.
No, there was another one.
The one under the bed.
Something under the bed.
Don't look under the bed.
Don't look under the bed. Like it was like a scary movie, but it was like a kid movie.
Yeah,
you remember?
Yeah. I do remember watching that. I can't think of the name.
It was like a scary ass character.
Hey, Disney used to have some good ass content.
Yeah.
There was one movie like it was like My Stepmom's a Monster, and it was basically just like, the stepmother transformed into a monster. It was quite scary. They ran that on Disney as well. Speaking of the 90s and scary stuff, Anybody here read or heard of the Fear Street novels that R.L. Stein used to write?
I've heard of the Netflix series.
Okay, but you were unfamiliar with the books.
Yeah.
So I recently watched if you're not familiar with R.L. Stein, he was a huge 90s preteen and adolescent horror writer.
I can't believe you're saying that. That's how fucking old I feel right now.
Man, yeah.
Right? Like Goosebumps was for elementary school kids.
Scary
and then Fear Street was for like middle school and older. And the difference was like with Goosebumps, it was all like, ooh, there's the vampire that occasionally goes bump in the night, but there are no real consequences. And then Fear Street was all like, you had two branches of Fear Street. A lot of the books the early books especially, were about like murders and serial killers, and there are these teenagers that lived in this like city called Shady Side, and there was always something shady going down. But then you had the more supernatural element introduced a little later, like the possession of like the first evil, who would possess a cheerleader, and the cheerleader would go on a murder spree. And then they revealed that
that sounds awesome.
And then they revealed that the possessed cheerleader is actually possessed by an ancient spirit named Sarah Fear. And there's this whole history on this street because it's cursed. And then they came out with a whole series of books based on the Fear family going back generations. All of it like on the supernatural angle. So you had ghosts, you had like a vampire in the Fear family, all this stuff dating back to like 1611 or whatever. And the movies kind of draw off that main Fear saga, where it's like, that's why you have like a Fear Street 1994, a Fear Street 1975, and then like a Fear Street 1666. Because the third one takes place in like colonial era. It's pretty dope.
Real quick, I'm gonna ask on the same subject. Have you seen Tales from the Hood?
Yes.
That's
them little dolls.
That shit
that
shit scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You seen that?
No, I have not seen.
I think we're gonna do a voice party screening of Tales from the Hood for sure.
Do it.
Like with people, because
Halloween. Anything Halloween for the most part, I love.
For real?
I'm down.
That new. By the way, I didn't know about that shit. I thought R.L. Stein was only for kids, so like I'm gonna check that out. I didn't know that was a thing.
I want to check out the show. I keep hearing great things.
Oh yeah, no, the show is really good. It gave me all the nostalgia feels.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were this into horror.
I am.
I'm over here like
but it's scary too.
We're talking about comedy.
I'm getting scared listening to y'all, but I like listening.
I was gonna say it's like so comedy, right?
I went to. I want to say this real quick. I went to Virginia City to their haunted cemetery. That shit is dope.
Where's that at?
Nevada.
It's dope to go to a haunted cemetery. I don't know about it. I want to watch people do it.
I went daytime
from the comfort of my home.
Right. So behind the screen.
Yeah. But I'm afraid. I went to go see the new Conjuring, but now the way I look at energy, I'm like, I don't know if I should watch this and invite that energy into me. Possibly, that's scary.
After this is done, I got to tell you a story about The Conjuring.
I'll say
this. I want to know.
I'll tell you this too. No, because it's gonna take too long.
I want to say this about that
though,
about like what you said. About like because of that,
yeah,
I used to be terrified of.
You do invite them into your home.
Hold on, time out. I disagree. I think, bro, I watched interviews with the dude that directed The Exorcist, William Friedkin. I've showed you some of that shit. This dude, that was his first horror movie ever that he directed, and that's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, scary shit.
Real good art will make you feel shit, and I think that's just an effect.
Yeah, but you guys don't know my stories. That's
tell it. We gotta know the story.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about comedy.
No, yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
this episode's dropping in October.
This episode is just us telling him stories.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? So I didn't even see The Conjuring, right? I didn't see The Conjuring 2, but we were out at some bars in Berkeley, right? Like Pappy's and all that shit, or those college bars. Mm-hmm. So there's these college kids. They were like, "Hey, we got a bunch of free Conjuring merch, and like it was like posters. You get some like dad hats and stuff like that. If all we got to do is you let us take a picture with you with the merch on, put it on the Facebook page. You can keep it for free." I was like, "Oh, dope! 2 free hats, posters. I'll give them away, whatever." So I came home with them, and my mom was like, right away. She was already pissed off, like, "Don't bring that shit into my house," because Mexican mom. She's like hella scared, right?
Yep.
I'm like, "Mom, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen." So things started happening. Like she threw one of the hats away in the posters, right? The poster was stinky as fuck. Ended up behind our couch, right? Where the dog, I was cleaning under the couch one time and I was trying to get all the balls from my dog, and the poster was there. And everyone swore on their lives like they didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, whatever. So then over our fireplace, we have a little mantle. We have candles hanging on with glass around them, right? I'm in the kitchen on the laptop, whatever. My mom's in her room, my brother's in our room, and it's pitch, super quiet. All of a sudden, those things come off the hooks, and it's like on a hook. They had to fly off. They flew off, crashed in the middle of our living room. Glass everywhere. There's no way, if they fell, the hooks would have fallen too.
Yeah.
And they would have fallen in front of the fireplace. They wouldn't have jumped out.
Yeah.
There's no possible way that could have happened. So I was like, maybe I'm bringing some kind of demonic shit into this house. It was this creepiest 4 days ever. Little shit just started happening like that. Doors would slam, like our back, what's it called? The stick that holds I shouldn't say that, our back door is locked. But that shit would just disappear sometimes. It would be outside. And we're like, the dogs don't play with this. We don't play with this. For a fact. There's not even a time where we were trash drunk and we've messed with it. You know what I mean? There's no explanation for things that were happening around the house.
I'll tell you, that should
So
be
did
real.
it stop when you threw everything away?
It's we threw everything away, but I actually threw it in my grandparents' trash because I got hella scared. And they're super more religious. So I was like, they need a little balance. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, but
it felt real, dude. I can't explain to you.
The poster was stinky?
Dude, because it was in the trash can.
Oh.
And it was all bent up and
I was thinking it smelled of sulfur because
You know what's crazy? You guys have
touched
all been in my house.
Yeah.
Guys, except for you.
Yeah.
You probably won't want to come after that.
After this, yeah, definitely.
Well, you know how I told you that I knew one of the last tenants that lived there?
Yeah.
I have a long story about it.
Yeah.
And she was deeply into brujeria
voodoo, yeah.
and ritual witchcraft and shit. And she had a history of it through some other means back in Mexico. And every once in a while, when I first moved in, I had a lot of sleep paralysis. And a couple of times in the dreams, it was sleep paralysis dreams where you feel like you're awake, you can't move. I hear people talking to me.
Man, that happened to me before.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Ooh, as a kid.
Scary
Tell
shit.
us.
Scary shit,
Yeah,
bro.
tell us.
Well, let me just say
Tell
this.
yours, please.
The dog that I used to have, he's motherfucker's back.
Really?
Yeah, it's a long story, but this fucking dog, since he was a puppy, at 3 a.m., 2:30,
he would start barking
at the wall and he looking like something's there.
Oh,
I'm
no.
fuck. I know nothing's there.
Yeah.
And it was never facing the windows outside. It's always inside the house.
Yeah.
And it's more something. So every other night, that shit would happen. It still happens where he's just barking at the wall.
Yeah.
And it just trips me out because I know about all this other shit.
Right.
But yeah, you sleep paralysis. You had that happen.
Shit, oh man.
We're gonna do the screening of Tales in the Hood in my house.
Oh shit, I'm cool.
With the Ouija board.
I was a little kid and I had a bunk bed and I loved the top bunk was the most, intriguing thing to me.
Right.
So I would sleep there, slept on top, and I had sleep paralysis and I heard people whispering in my room, is he awake? Is he? And this is right after I had seen whatever little movie it was. It was a scary movie where some little figure, some little monster comes.
Chucky?
No. You sleep and have sleep. The people have sleep paralysis, and the monster comes and sucks their soul out or something.
Oh
like
shit!
that.
What is that?
It was I don't know what the fuck movie it was, but it was. I gotta Google it to be honest
Harry
with you. No. It was a horror movie,
film.
but it was a late '90s / early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Little low budget movie, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, is it that thing? And I remember just waking up. When I was finally able to get up, I got up, got my little wiffle bat, and just started cussing at what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was scared shitless. I never slept on the top bunk again after that.
I don't
What
blame
was the
you.
exact I experience?
I was laying and my eyes are up and I hear and my fault. Well, I don't know why I'm hella far from the mic. I was laying. I'm flat on the bed.
Use your words.
And I can't and I can't lift my neck. I can't move
You
my
can't breathe
body
either.
at all. Barely. My eyes are wide open though, and I'm thinking, bro, please don't let it be the little fucking monster right now. But then I hear the voices, and it's not my mom or anything because it came from near the closet, damn near.
That's
the closet.
What did it say to you?
No, I just heard them whisper. Is he awake? Is he awake?
Have you ever seen this
That's
movie
so
called?
creepy.
Yeah, right.
There's a documentary called The Nightmare. You ever heard about it? It's about 4 or 5 different people talking about their sleep paralysis things, and it's intense. They've had it. Some of them have had it every day.
Sorry.
Every day of their life, and
Yeah.
the dreams get more intense, and There was like one similarity that they all have, and a lot of people in the world, like they've done a study. They see the shadow people, and one of them in the middle has a fedora. And I think I told you the story of one of the things that I told you about was a fedora.
Yeah.
Sleep paralysis, where it was someone wearing a fedora outside of my window. Like I slept with my facing my window, and I left the blinds open, and I passed out. And the sleep paralysis dream that I had, that was like one of the last ones I had. I'm laying on the couch, and now eyes are wide open, and I could see someone outside the window with a fedora. And I heard a knock on the window, and all I could hear was saying, "Come on, let me in."
Ew.
Let me in. I've told you guys this.
Yeah.
And it's stuck with me because when I woke up, everything was the same. It freaked me out. Like it freaked me out hella bad.
At night I'm very jumpy when it comes to like hearing little knocks on the window.
Me too.
Whew, that should be
That shit.
Y'all actually scaring the crap out of me right now.
Yeah, we got the chills.
So
how the fuck did we end up here?
Back to comedy.
All right,
This episode's coming out in October, I swear.
This episode's got to come out in October. I think this is gonna be scarier than the Paranormal Investigators episode.
All right, what's your favorite kind of shows to perform at? Do you like
El Brujo Jose.
You know what? I really like some of them off the wall type shows where like I like the weed. I've done a show where you do your set, everybody goes outside. It was a 420 show. Everybody goes outside and smokes. You come back, you do another set. Or the weed shows where everybody's high, and it's like fuck it. Well, I mean I'm always high, but now like
except for right now.
Now I don't have to pretend. Yeah, except for right now. But then now I don't have to pretend. You feel me? So fuck it.
Right.
We all high. Those, and then I like the ones where they got one in San Jose. I want to do fucking A. Not to be disrespectful, I forgot the name of it, but basically you come up. It's an improv style comedy show. The dude BMO runs it. But basically they give you
not
pick
Nick of the Wood. No.
You pick out it's something in San Jose. You pick out an envelope, and the envelopes have like 6 topics, and then you do what you will with those topics. You come up with a joke, you do an act out, whatever the fuck. I like shit like that to where like. You're making me talk about some shit randomly.
Mm-hmm. That improves your skills too.
And I get to just freestyle and bam, now we can come away with a new joke. I like shows like that.
Dan, I gotta bring you to the burnt ramen.
Where's that?
You'll see it. You'll see it. It's one of the.
As long as there ain't no fucking ghost there, bro.
That place has seen some shit.
I mean, no one's died in there, right?
There's a pentagram on the floor and shit. It's where I did my.
He's never going.
It's where I did one of my early shows.
Lost an act.
It was I know, right? It was a punk club. And that's where we did our 100th episode.
Whatever you do, just use the front bathroom, not the back one. And that one's scary.
Oh, yeah.
That was creepy as fuck.
But it's dope, man.
And
it's
don't chant anything in Latin you don't understand.
There is a picture of Jesus in there, though.
I have a Bible in there. Don't worry. You get Chief in there. We'll have a good time.
I don't know if I want to smoke. I might want to be alert.
I want to be sober for that one.
He comes in strapped.
Hey, with a holy water gun.
Had it blessed 5 times.
Things start catching.
That's not just the water pistol. It's like the Super Soaker SB 5000.
Exactly.
But you know what? I'll say this. Like I was saying earlier, when you see a really fucking good scary movie that like scares the shit out of you, you gotta give the filmmakers credit for doing
for touching the nerves.
That's art, man. I know it's fucking art. Like to be able to
real shit.
You bring out emotions in people.
Yeah.
And the Exorcist, that motherfucker's fucking bad.
You know what was mine that scared the crap out of me was you're gonna laugh at Blair Witch Project because I believed it was real.
That's a dope.
I was like, that's amazing. I was like, whoa.
I never got the opportunity to be afraid when it came out because we had a bootleg version. and the shit was like scratched up.
Yeah.
And the DVD didn't fucking work. Yeah. So me and my cousin never seen it. I recently seen that about 2 years ago for the first time.
What'd you
and I was
think?
like, this shit wasn't that fucking scary. I don't like when I don't get to see nothing. It's softcore porn to me. I don't, this shit was just like, show me something. Show me the witch.
Yeah.
Please. I don't want all but I understand how at the time, that's the first of its kind.
People thought it was real.
It's funny because like, that's a different perspective, because I never thought like, oh yeah, what is, like, you never get to see it, but then like the suspense throughout the whole movie and like how it's like supposed to be like live and real and stuff like that, I'm just like, oh no.
Cloverfield tried that shit too and they failed.
You know what?
And they use like unknown actors, like
I was gonna say, is that the one where they're like filming like on their iPhones? Or
a lot of people were complaining that they were nauseous and getting their money back
because
the movie sucked.
I'll tell you the girl from the Blair Witch.
Yeah,
I talked to her on Facebook.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. She's my friend on Facebook.
That's what's up.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted to get her on to talk about the Blair Witch.
Halloween.
And she didn't want to do it.
Oh.
She was like, I don't want to talk about the Blair Witch anymore.
she's like an herbalist now. Right?
It's that, but it's also, I saw an interview that she put out. They made like $1,000 on that movie.
Oh,
gypped. Because it was an
that.
experimental film.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they were gonna make money. It didn't get famous till like a few years after it came out, and like it was when people saw her like in the interview she did. People saw them in the streets like, oh, I thought you guys died. The internet wasn't around back then, so it was like.
Well, what's also crazy is like the filmmakers like totally fucked with the cast when they were filming that. Yeah. Like they would give them less and less food as the shoot went on to make them more irritable, and then like they'd get like notes and shit where it's like when no one's looking, run and hide. And so the fucking cast, like the dude playing Josh would just disappear and nobody knew where the fuck he went.
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah.
A lot of that shit was
things
natural.
like that, actually. Yeah.
A lot of that shit was natural.
And it wasn't like a major production, right? It was like it was super
independent.
So yeah, it was $1,000 from an independent troupe in the 1990s.
And how they all got their roles was dope. They gave them a fake scenario, like, here, you're going to jail for this, and give me a speech of why you shouldn't go to jail, why you're free, and like. Actors on the spot, you gotta improv like, oh fuck, all right.
Damn.
They had like hundreds of actors and they condensed to just those three.
That's
where it's like,
that's a lot of work.
that's art, man. That's fucking art.
Real shit.
No,
real
yeah.
talk.
That's fucked up though.
It is fucked up.
And they did them worse than Diddy was doing people.
No.
That's why I know
He was doing that pretty bad.
When we finally finish that script, the horror script we're working on, we're gonna put him on there. We want him involved in all the scary shit.
Maybe be like the scary innocent bystander and shit. Like, I'm cool. Fuck this.
Yeah,
did we mention we have
there's a different. When you're a part of horror stuff, there's a different like level of being able to watch stuff and not being scared.
But then also, I'm like, being a part of it, I always wonder, especially with the Conjuring people and shit, like, bro, you don't be afraid. This is based on true story. You don't be afraid it's going to follow you as an actor?
Yeah.
Bro, have you seen the interview with the lady that plays the main in The Conjuring?
No, what'd she say?
She said it like followed her.
She had, when she accepted the role, it's an interview on, I'll send you the link.
Send me it too.
Okay,
I want to see
there
it.
was 3 scratch marks on her laptop. And hella shit happened to her after she took the role. Like I mean, that's what, you know, it could also be something to get people excited about the film, because actors nowadays act all the time.
That's true.
But then I believe it. It's an energy, the same way like with hip hop.
Yeah.
When I look at artists who welcome death all the goddamn time, and then they die young. I'm not Tupac, Biggie, Life After Death. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. I'm not definitely not blaming them for their own demise, but the energy is real. If you put shit out there, shit will happen.
KRS-One says, don't be surprised if your DJ gets shot after you put out an album called Criminal Minded.
I mean, yeah,
the energy you put out there.
I mean, also you got to think about like these artists, like Tupac in particular. Was kind of at that point living what he said. Like, let's not forget the reason that he got killed is because he beat up the wrong Crip.
Yep.
And like, he didn't have to beat that guy up.
You can't
like,
made man.
You know
I thought that was a blind loyalty moment, which was kind of where I feel like at one point Malcolm X had the issue of blind loyalty and following the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then as he went, had his own pilgrimage and started to get his own perspective on things, he started to look at like, okay, this is how I view things and this is how they view things. I still don't need to shit on him, but at the same time, I don't have to blindly just follow that one particular way. And then there was also other shit as well.
Do you think, does that, like everything we're talking about now, we're talking about the energy shit and what you put out there, does that play into your comedy and what you talk about?
More than ever now, yeah. Just because of my life experiences in the past few years, especially since college, really. I lost sight and really didn't understand fully how powerful manifestation and energy is, the words that you put out, even in joking, even in jest, when you're talking down on yourself often and whatnot. That's why I don't really do like too much self-depreciation comedy from my end, because I'm like, I'm not about to shit on myself for the enjoyment of others, and then ultimately it's going to be to my detriment, because it doesn't. Now I can find clever ways to do so without really shitting on myself. Right. But if you notice, a lot of people who shit on themselves on stage or just in general, they tend to be very sad and have a lot of shit going on that drives them crazy, and it's because we don't understand the power of words. The tongue is a sword, real shit. Yeah. Even in play, like, I was, talking my shit, putting my energy out there, fucking with women, and now I'm a dad. Like, didn't mean to do that. That shit, but, sometimes the passion get there, you start talking shit, and then all of a sudden, oh, shit, for real? Yeah. Damn. Yeah. And I learned that was kind of, other than the obvious, well, you had unprotected, duh. You know what I'm saying? But still, the energy of it manifested.
What's the farthest you've traveled for comedy?
Farthest, so L.A. LA so far. I'm still not getting out there enough.
What do you think of the LA scene, comedy scene?
I had done Flappers in Burbank, and that was I enjoyed my time there. I felt like I did well with the crowd. With the comics at the time, I wasn't mature enough, and I'm still maturing now. It's very difficult to overlook the condescension that comes in a room full of artists. Yeah. Especially when you're doing like open mics. I was doing open mics like the Laugh Factory and whatnot, and it's lottery. You got to go through that, and then if you do get picked, nobody fucking laughs because it's a room full of comics, and they're just focused on what they're gonna say or on what their friends are gonna say. But then when you look, and then fucking that night I did it. Mr. Chow from the Hangover drops in, got a notebook out, and he's a funny guy. But it was open mic. He had his notebook out. He was stumbling on words because he's trying shit out. It wasn't his funniest. Motherfuckers that wasn't laughing the entire night at anybody because it's him. Yeah. And then you're like, that's the weirdest. Why not laugh at some shit that's funny no matter who the fuck said it?
Politics.
Yeah, politics. That shit is just weird. I don't even think it's politics. I think it's just misguided energy because it's stupid. He's not going to do nothing for you.
Dick Ryan.
That's the LA scene in general, though.
Yeah,
music too, huh? Music with influencer, just like YouTube models.
It's everywhere. It's not just LA now because Instagram is everywhere.
Yeah, but it's not. But you don't see it too much. Like
people live based on Instagram.
No,
algorithms.
I know that, but you're not seeing that.
Because there's no industry.
If you're, if we're here, like, you're not saying, oh, because we're in a warehouse in Concord, I'm not coming to this place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's people in LA that'll be like, dude, I looked up that place. I'm not heading out there. It's in Burbank or it's in, it's in, Sherman Oaks. I ain't go to that. I want somewhere like more professional, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or just, you don't got the following that I do.
Yes.
If you don't got anything more than me, I'm not fucking with you.
The following is huge. It's the leverage.
What can you do for me? That's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
It's like, this motherfucker could put me on a movie. I'm going to laugh. I'm gonna do whatever.
Yes,
and that's where
that's why we're laughing at the unfunny.
You can find some people, but it's gonna be hard.
I think ultimately though,
that's the LA scene.
On top of all that, like ultimately the really talented motherfuckers are gonna break through. Like they're gonna bleed through this shit regardless. But that whole popularity contest shit is annoying as fuck.
It's unfortunately, and I got an ego, so it definitely it's tough for me to get over it.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
The fact that I really don't subscribe to the social media world, even though I'm in it, I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's a part of the job at this point.
Right.
And that's the part that sucks because it really is. Perception is reality.
Right.
You have to make sure that the perception of you to all these people online is one that makes them want to go out and support. And in order to get that perception to shift that way, it's tough to do it. You got to play the games that are popular.
And you
got to do the
the
challenges and do the stupid shit like that.
And
you gotta go where you gotta go find the audiences where they're at. They're on Instagram. Everybody's on fucking Instagram.
That's how you get booked, man. It ain't necessarily about how funny you are. You got to be funny, duh, or you got to be a talented artist, duh. But can you put asses in the seats of this venue?
That is like my biggest like struggle with the band too. It's like, how do you promote yourself on social media nowadays? Because like
you sold out Yoshi. Shut up.
But that was mostly friends and family.
Yeah.
That was 400 of our closest friends and family, and like a few fans. You know,
that's dope. That's still an accomplishment.
Thank you. But like,
I feel you though.
But how am I supposed to do that
every time?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time I do a show. Because now my ego too is, I want to go to a bigger venue than Yoshi's now. Now I want to do 600-seater. Now I want to do the theater out in Vallejo. You know, now I want to do this and that. And it's like,
you know what you can do? Have me and Jose open for you at Yoshi's.
We could do it.
There you go.
I like that. I like that. Businessman.
I'm fucking with you.
No. But like,
not really.
It's like, how do you get your how do you promote yourself too? You know, on social media. Yeah. That is the hardest fucking shit in the entire
without
world.
feeling like a fucking dweeb. Like it definitely like, bro, I'm not. Hey guys. Every
but you have
fucking
to do
time,
those
bro.
sometimes.
Fucking dancing.
Yeah. Or just like I like getting my reaction now. So when it comes to like skits and shit like that, I really just, I'll be honest, it's tough for me to get motivated to, all right, let me think out the skit. And then everybody has to coordinate the schedule so we can do it. And then, or I'm just going to do it by myself. But then I got to figure out how I'm going to film it and how I'm going to get the right angles. And then I'm editing and I'm like,
I don't want to do that.
I just want to be the talent. What? Fuck. But you gotta put yourself on.
Right.
Yeah. And now in this world with everybody's got fucking, everyone knows all these skills on their phones. Yeah. You gotta be the director, the writer, the actor, producer. And you know.
Everybody got to be Rudy Ray Moore. Everybody got to get Rudy Ray Moore on for surely.
We're at an hour, bro.
Yeah.
I know we got like.
And we fucked it all off on horror. Thanks a lot for wasting my time.
We had a great October episode coming though.
Congratulations, you're the Halloween special, motherfucker.
No, I need clips before that though, for real.
Of course. Yeah. I'll send you clips. The clip you mentioned about what you put out there, that's gonna be. I don't know why I'm saying it on the episode. That's gonna be the clip for your fucking show. Like, whatever. Yeah, just come for this. Like this is all this motivational shit.
Yeah.
When they tune in, it's a fucking horror show. It's Goosebumps.
It got deep.
Yeah. Goosebumps on weed.
I'm for surely down to come back for some Halloween-esque shit though, for surely. As long as it ain't too because I don't want to take no shit home with me. I'm a dad. I told you I can't be. You know what I'm saying? Bringing no ghosts and shit.
No Babadook.
Catholic priest.
Well, you know what? I want to I want to have. I know an exorcist priest.
Oh, you tripping? Hey, in college. Speaking of Berkeley, I was in college, and you know, colleges they got all the little flaps. Take one. Yeah. They had one, and this was at the time when one of the Conjuring movies was coming out, so it might have been that. It might have been
that same time.
They had little tabs
in the summer or something
in my English. Yes. Yeah. In my English, near the summerish, like Mayish. Yeah. In my English hall, which is a big ass hall on campus, they had the little tabs for if you want to participate in an exorcism with the crew. And it was one of the most spine chilling, but I was intrigued. But I was like, I'm not gonna do that shit.
Yeah.
Who is that? Oh, that's the little. I was like, who the fuck is walking back and forth?
We should have been like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. But no, that shit. Yeah, it's some weird shit. You better. Where were you going with it? Because I did cut you off because I want to.
Well, I just want to because
let it be known I'm not with that shit.
No, I just want to. I want to explore different. I know some people that have dabbled with voodoo. I know some people that dabble with Santeria and other stuff, and I was just curious to put them on just to see what is it that you do.
Hey, if you're going that route, bring me back when you get the OnlyFans bitches on here.
That's a whole different story.
Bring me back for those.
I got a few.
They're taking off the naughty stuff off.
Yeah, because they're trying to rebrand. So they want to. We don't know.
It's the big money grant that they're trying to get. That's like double their.
Yeah. So where are they going now? Where's their home?
Patreon.
Patreon and Periscope, I think.
No, maybe Periscope, but actually,
I watch free porn, so I never.
Yeah, me too.
I never understood. That's the one thing I hate. Shout out.
You can follow them on Instagram. They all post.
And it's the same shit that they post, from what I hear. People, friends that I know, they buy, and it's like this is the same shit as Instagram.
We just want to see the nips. That's what it comes down to with dudes.
Look, I am a porn addict, so I don't have no problem saying it is what it is. I don't get turned on by you looking at me. And I'm looking at you, and we both just playing with ourselves, looking at each other. It's fucking dumb. If I'm gonna watch something that's gonna simulate sex, then I want to see sex simulated.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
On that subject, you said you're addicted to porn. Do you ever feel that brings on bad vibes too, just like the horror shit? Watching porn?
It can. I think you
don't see it as dangerous as bringing bad vibes in the same way that paranormal shit does?
As I'm maturing, I'm like, God damn it, Jose. You got to curb the enthusiasm when it comes to flesh.
You're talking to me because my name's Jose.
Yeah, I know. I was going to ask you before we got into the horror, how the fuck did you get, on the next episode.
Okay, yeah.
But
we got to have you back.
Hell definitely. Because we didn't talk about shit about me.
We suck.
That happens when we know each other. It happens when we know each other.
It's fine though.
That's
it's
happened
fun.
with every person that I already know and bring them on the show. We kind of forget to do the
actual work.
Tell us about yourself.
The superhero origin story.
Yes.
And that's what happened here.
I'm not mad at it though because I don't feel like my time was wasted. I had a lot of fun.
Okay, cool.
I had a lot of fun. But I do, answering the porn question, it can be overwhelming because in terms of
Your
now
hand?
you're no, not even that.
Fucking
Now you're skipping. You're wasting time on this. You're spending more time than you should. You're scrolling and trying to find something new. Like you get conditioned to. I want to see something new. I already seen this. I'm not necessarily the type that's going. I'll try some of the moves, but I ain't finna be wilding like that. Like some of them be doing in the videos. But sometimes you do get porn mind when it comes to sex, and you're hoping that the individual that you're engaging with is as enthusiastic as the paid performer, who's a bit more enthusiastic because she's getting paid. She's getting not paid as what she should, but she's still getting paid. So there's a lot of repercussions, a lot of fun part to it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fun when you meet somebody else who also has a slight addiction, and then it's like, oh shit, now we get to make magic. Now you know what I look at it? This shit is like a wrestling match, like WWF, because it's sure it's scripted, but at the same time we still dancing. We still out here physically dancing.
And you got to pin him.
I want to host the AVN Awards one day. That's my goal.
Oh,
I really do. I got to.
That's what I
Speak, manifest that.
I want to perform.
There you go.
I want my band to perform
Hell
that
yeah!
one.
If fucking Machine Gun Kelly can, I think he hosted it. And
he hosted
performed.
it, yeah.
Man, fuck that, man.
Oh, yeah,
Hey, man, if they thought Machine Gun was putting it down, wait till Jose Cantreras get there.
There you
Cherokee,
go.
what
That's
up?
a
Holla
good-
at me.
That's a good way to end this show.
Shout out to Cherokee Diaz, Naomi Banks. Holla at me, baby.
Oh man. Where can people find you on Instagram?
Hey, you can
You
find
got
me.
OnlyFans?
I thought about it. If I do it, I gotta
we
wear
have
a
a Voice
mask.
Party OnlyFans.
For real? What kind of content do you
Well,
put?
I'm gonna drop just funny
Santeria
clips.
shit?
Nah, we're just gonna drop funny clips.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say y'all should.
I'll probably put some of this on there.
You should put a video of you in a room like Kanye with nothing going on and shit, and then it just a swinging goat pendulum. Release that.
I got a couple of things.
JD, did you hear me? I was like, I'm not paying for that.
It's gonna be free.
Of course it is.
If I did something like that, because I ain't gonna lie, just living on the edge, I thought about like I would like to do like a porn or OnlyFans. I got to do it with a mask. It's gonna be straight for one. I'm not tripping
I
off
thought you
the
were
money.
saying it's gotta be with the
you
man.
get more money if you go the other way, but I'm cool with my little $200. That's fine. That's good. I don't need $2,000. Give me $200 for the scene. I'll be back next week.
You'll pay to be in the shit.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit, I would have to do it with like a mask on, like, cause I got other shit that I want to do.
Yeah.
And once you do that, it'd be the funniest
It's
shit
done.
when you see a porn star like, I think I'm gonna get into acting. You thought, bitch. You thought.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
They're not going to. You was sucking dick on camera. You're not going to the Disney Channel.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
your image is tainted forever.
A little bit. It's fucked up,
No,
but
it
it is
is.
what it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is. I think there was one recently who got on some TV show, daytime TV, I think. But other than that, like you might be an extra on
Lana
Cheaters.
Rhodes
Yeah,
is
that's
trying
it.
to-
Who is that?
Lana Rhodes is trying to she's a porn star. but
Change her-
she's
White
trying
girl?
to- yeah.
I don't really watch white girl porn. That's one thing
white
for
girl
me. I don't really watch it. I really don't like when it's white dudes. I hate because some of the best women that aren't white, they always put them with a white dude in the scene, and he just be wilding. He just, oh yeah, you black bitch. You be like, hold on, blood. What the fuck? I don't even want to watch this no more, bro. Like, what's going on?
I guess I don't watch enough porn. I've never seen that.
Bro, he be wilding. He be like, why? And then he ain't even hitting it right. Because, like I said, it's a simulation. So I imagine whoever bruh is as myself. Like, I put my head on his body, right? In my mind. Like, yeah. If they doing it what they supposed to do, that's how I do it.
Virtual
Yeah.
reality porn.
Vicariously having sex.
Exactly. It's virtual reality without paying $500 for the virtual reality. I got imagination.
With that being
Shout out to
said,
SpongeBob.
with that being said, where can people follow you?
Hey, you can find me on Instagram, JC like Jesus. Literally, JCLIKEJESUS. The reason why my initials, Jose Cantreras, JC, Jesus Christ, JC. Yeah, some people don't get that. It goes over people's heads for whatever
That's
reason.
why Cordy called you Jesus. Like, what?
A lot of people have called me
Because
Jesus.
of your handle.
They think my name's, but it says Jose Contreras when you click on my page.
I know, yeah.
So
Yeah. So it makes no sense.
But it's like I don't want it. The name is so fly. I don't want to give it up. I could maybe do Jose Cantreras comedy, but JC like Jesus ain't nobody had no shit.
That's right.
That's pretty fly.
Remember that.
Yeah. Thank
you
you.
for coming to the show, bro. We're gonna have you back.
Hell yeah.
When we have OnlyFans Satanic Priest.
Is this really released in October?
I guess at this point we have to.
Yeah.
Maybe the first week of
funningly horrifying.
We can figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I want. Yeah.
We don't even know.
If that's the case, then bring me back for real in October or something like that.
Okay.
And we do a whole nother episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get it in.
I'm with it though. This was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you guys for listening. That's been the Voice Party, and we're out.
That was an audio experience.
It's gonna be a fucking